What is the best fragrance for date night for men? Now, there are a lot of fragrances that you could, wear on a date, but some have different vibes, some match with certain people, some don't, depending on your personality, depending on the mood, that sort of thing. I'm going to go through a few different types of date night fragrances in this video, and as always, all the fragrances that I mentioned will be available in the Amazon associate links down in the description below. The first two here, I'm going to start with kind of general, all-purpose types of date night fragrances. This one, Dylan Blue, Versace. This is a good go-to option for maybe a first date. You don't really know the person that well, you just want to smell good, masculine, confident, and you don't want to spend that much money on your fragrance. This is your best option. This is about $60-ish on Amazon, so pretty good deal. You're not going to spend $300 on a clone, and pretty much everyone likes this. I haven't come across anyone who dislikes Dylan Blue. It's masculine, it's kind of cold and refreshing, a little bit metallic, a little bit spicy, oceanic, it has all the good notes that you would kind of expect from just a good go-to masculine fragrance. And it's also very long-lasting. It's definitely minimum 7 hours, up to 8 or 9 sometimes, but definitely a reliable option. Again, you don't want to spend too much money, you just want to smell good, you don't want to think about it too much. This is the best option for you. Maybe you don't want this if you've already tried it before, and maybe you're not a big fan of it. Then another good kind of no-brainer, just a good kind of more casual option, Invictus from Paco Rabanne. Now this is better for those who like a little bit of sweetness in their clones. Like Dylan Blue is kind of a dry, aquatic, metal sort of fragrance. This is a little bit more warm but sweet. So again, you gotta make sure you like a little bit of sweetness. This is pretty strong, maybe not quite as strong as Dylan Blue, about 6 to 7 hours on longevity. This is more of a casual option, as I said before, nothing too serious. It's almost a fun type of clone because it has a certain bright energy to it, just from that little bit of sweetness that it has. And in general, it has some woodsy notes, it has some, your more typical masculine notes to add some certain character to it. But this and Dylan Blue, these are pretty much the ones for either first dates, casual dates, you're not doing anything too special, just, you don't have to think about it, it smells good, and that's pretty much it. But maybe you want something that has more character, more of an impact, then I would say Manera Red Tobacco is a really good option. This is really, really strong. This is definitely something to wear if you want to make sure you get plenty of attention. This is hard to ignore. It's primarily a vanilla tobacco fragrance. It does have some sweetness in it, kind of in the same line as the vanilla in Versace Eros, if you've ever smelled that. Very, very strong. You do have to make sure you like that smokiness of the tobacco, though. Now, this is a pretty warm and heavy fragrance. Very long-lasting, like 10 hours, and it really thrives in colder weather. You wouldn't want to wear this in the middle of summer because it's going to become a little bit too cloying. But as long as it's not humid or really hot, you can wear this all of the rest of the time. Again, great longevity, great projection, great scent trail, very, very attractive smell. You really can't go wrong with this unless, again, you kind of dislike that sweetness in clones. But this is to kind of gain a bit more of that attention. Not everyone can pull this off, so a good idea is to get a sample for this one, actually, like this. Try it out, see if you like it or not, because it's a pretty unique, pretty particular fragrance. But besides this one, maybe you want something a little bit more subtle, you don't want to feel like you're showing off, or you don't want to seem like you're trying too hard. Then, Berto Super Cedar. This is a really nice, natural smelling, subtle fragrance. It is subtle, but it is still noticeable, so you don't have to worry about it being unnoticed. This is pretty much a pure wood type of fragrance. I always say this is kind of like the lumberjack fragrance. Like, you've been out in the forest all day, you know, and you've kind of picked up the smell of the wood and the moss and the earth, you know, kind of a more rugged type of smell, but just on the fainter side, so you're not getting this blast, you know. And because it is more subtle, it's also more authentically natural. You know, you're not getting any weird synthetic notes from this. And it's just very an attractive masculine cologne. And again, if you want to seem like you're not trying, you know, you're not trying that hard, just like a natural smell. But in general, this is a nice woodsy fragrance. You know, if you like wood notes, you can't really go wrong with this. Now, because it is designed to be more subtle, longevity is not great, maybe like 4 to 5 hours, so you may have to reapply it depending on, you know, what's going on, but otherwise, just the way it smells, really, really nice. Then the last one that I have, if you are going on a really kind of fancy date, or you really want to show off, then Creed Green Irish Tweed here. This is pure sophistication in a bottle. Pretty much anything from Creed. A good other alternative is Aventus from Creed, but a good classic option is Green Irish Tweed. This is refreshing. It has some green notes, like lemon verbena. It has some violet, and then it has some relatively strong musky notes, like ambergris, to kind of, you know, give it a little heft to it. But this is a very attractive, very controlled, confident fragrance. Again, this is more of a special occasion type of fragrance, you know, more elegant compared to something more typical like Dylan Blue, you know. And it also is more unique. It really stands out from the crowd. It's more niche, that sort of thing. So again, each one of these fragrances kind of has their own particular moment to shine. So this is definitely more of a special occasion type of thing. But that is pretty much my video here of, you know, some of the best date night fragrances for men. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, of course, you can always leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos like these throughout the week, so stick around for those.